Okay, let's now discuss the biochemical energy production. Okay, so when we say biochemical energy production, we refer to the reactions metabolism. Pag sinabi nating metabolism, this is the sum total. So ito yung total ng mga biochemical reactions that happens in a living organism. And we have two types of metabolism. It is the catabolism, which involves the metabolic reactions wherein the large molecules will be broken down into smaller molecules, plus of course when it was if large molecules will be broken down into smaller ones, a production of energy will happen. Okay, and the other one, the opposite of that, is anabolism. Okay, so anabolism is the metabolic reactions wherein we start with the small molecules. This requires the use of energy so that larger molecules will be formed. So, laging tatandaan kapag lumiliit yung large molecules, so from large to small, cut. Okay, so parang nag-cut ka, catabolism. And for anabolism, of course, from small to large. Okay, now for the types of metabolic pathway, when we say metabolic pathway, this is the series of consecutive chemical reactions that will convert the starting material to an end product. Okay? So, marami tayong i-discuss later on na types of metabolic pathways. And we have general types would be, or general classification would be linear, or cyclic. Syempre, pag sinabi nating linear, okay, so example nito, yung A will be converted to B using an enzyme, and then B to C, and C to D. So, linear siya. Wala yung bumabalik-balik. Pero pag cyclic, okay, so yung A naging B, yung B naging C, yung C naging D, tapos D naging bumalik sa A. So, cyclic siya. Okay? So, makikita natin dito sa cyclic metabolic pathway, meron tayong mga reactions na nangyayari sa ating katawan, pati rin sa linear. Okay? So, the major metabolic pathways in all life form are similar daw. Kaya with this enables the scientists to study the metabolic reactions in simpler forms, and with that, they use the result to help understand the corresponding metabolic reactions in more complex organisms like us human. Kasi parehas lang din naman yung mechanism ng mga metabolic processes. Now, when we say metabolic pathway or processes, meron tayong apat na very important intermediate compounds. Okay? So, first is the adenosine phosphate. Sa adenosine phosphate, may tatlong klase. It is the adenosine triphosphate, diphosphate, and monophosphate. So, nagkaiba lang sila dun sa count ng phosphate group na naka-attach dun sa ating compound. Okay, so if we're going to dissect, kung dissect bang tawag, internalize kung ano yung mga compounds na makikita sa ATP, ADP, and AMP. Of course, we have here the ribose, and we have here the nitrogenous base, adenine, and then we have here phosphate. So, makikita natin, this is actually a building block for nucleotide. Okay? So, meron tayong phosphate, sugar, and base. For the sugar, it's ribose. And then for it to be an adenosine phosphate or triphosphate, meron siyang adenine. Collective term for the adenine nitrogenous base and the sugar ribose, ang collective name niyan ay adenosine. Okay, so kapag iisa lang yung phosphate group na naka-attach dito sa fifth carbon ng ating fourth carbon ng ating, so pentose sugar 5 rather. Fifth carbon atom, we have adenosine monophosphate. Okay? And then the second phosphate group would be attached to that first phosphate. So magiging dalawa na sila. That's why we have adenosine diphosphate. And for it to be triphosphate, of course, we need the third phosphate group to be attached on the second. And that's the structure of our ATP, ADP, and AMP. But it is not only limited to ATP, to the adenosine nucleotides, no? So if we're going to change this adenine into uracil, of course, magiging uridine triphosphate or UTP, which is involved in the carbohydrate metabolism. And then for protein naman, meron din naman tayong GTP. Paano ang structure ng GTP? Papalitan niyang si adenine ng guanine para maging guanosine, no? So, guanine here plus the ribose will become guanosine. And of course, we have another type. We have cytidine triphosphate. So, papalitan ulit natin yung adenine ng cytosine para maging cytidine triphosphate, which is involved in the lipid metabolism. So, yung etong mga energy containing compounds na to, ATP, ADP, and ATP, meron din siyang counterpart um, kapag papalitan natin yung ating nitrogenous base. Okay, so nakasalalay dun sa identity ng ating nitrogenous base kung anong pangalan ng ating nucleotide triphosphate. The second intermediate na very important sa ating metabolic processes is the FAD or known as the Flavin adenine dinucleotide. Okay? Yung FADH2 at saka FAD, parehas lang silang Flavin adenine dinucleotide. It's just that yung ating FAD is just the oxidized form and then yung NADH2 naman, yung FADH2 naman is the reduced form. Nevertheless, ang so parang pinagkaiba lang nila is hydrogen, no? So, sa structure niya, meron pa rin tayong adenosine diphosphate. So, ito yung kanina diniscuss natin sa number 1. We have the adenine, the ribose, and the two phosphate groups. So, yan si ADP. Ang nadagdag para maging flavin adenine dinucleotide siya would be the ribitol and the flavin, or collectively known as riboflavin. So we recall that riboflavin is a vitamin, kaya nga vitamin B. Kaya nga very important dun sa discussion natin dun sa vitamins, bakit kailangan nating i-discuss nun? Kasi they play an important role or part in the metabolic processes kasi nagiging part sila ng mga intermediates natin. Okay? So, we have here, so riboflavin I think is B2 if I am not mistaken. Okay? B2 is riboflavin. And then, we have, so that's flavin adenine dinucleotide. And the third one is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. So, meron pa rin tayong dalawang klase here. Katulad ng ating FAD, meron tayong NAD plus and NADH. So, ulitin natin, parehas lang silang nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide katulad ng FAD. It's just that the NAD is just the oxidized form and yung NADH, yung mas maraming H, ay yun ang ating reduced form. Okay? So, let's look at its structure. Okay?